Joining us now is a man who not only has gotten better every single year he's gotten into the NFL, but he has transformed what people want as their NFL quarterback. He can run a power ISO if you fucking need him to, and he can throw it 75 yards. You listen to his teammates talk about him. They say he's the coolest dude of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, representing Bills Mafia perfectly, Josh Allen. There you go. What's up?
There we go. Nailed it. How you guys doing?
Hey, great, man. You found the window. You know what I mean? You found the window, broke it down, did the whole thing. How are you doing? How's life? How's the body? Week 14. We're already here, Josh.
Yeah, it's gone. Here comes trouble.
Ask him what planet he's from.
Yeah, he's not from here. He's not from here.
He's not from here.
That's what he said. That's what he said about you yesterday, Josh. He said, Josh Alien, he's not from here. He's a great dude. Obviously, your team is filled with those. But how do you feel right now, Josh?
Feeling good. Like you said, week 14. If you're not injured or you're not hurting, probably something wrong. So everybody's battling through stuff throughout the season. Guys are, bumped and bruised. But our guys, man, they work hard. Our training room is fantastic. Our strength staff's fantastic. So, just trying to get ready for the next one.
Hey, how's your elbow doing? We feel I think I asked Jordan is Josh Allen the toughest guy on the planet, because we felt like you were done, like elbow, your throwing arm, and then you're out there slanging the ball. Like, does it continue to get better and better, even coming from that injury?
Yeah, I think every day it gets a little better. It's something that I'm going to have to deal with for probably the foreseeable future. But again, the guys that we got in the training room that are helping me out, making sure that I'm ready to go on game day, obviously trying to limit throwing throughout the week and just being smart with, when I am throwing, which is hard for me to do because when I'm out there, I want to make every throw. I don't want to take reps off. Sometimes it's the smart, sensible thing to do. But again, it on game day, it doesn't bother me.
So you have to do this one? And then they No?
I refuse.
I've seen people have to do that, and I think to myself, it looks pretty soft, but also, how uncomfortable is that? They take a full snap, do the thing, and then they go, boop. That's where I would throw it. And then they spot it again down. You're not doing that? You're saying, nah, I'm not doing that.
I refuse. I think you don't dry fire a bow and arrow. You never do that. There's always got to be an arrow coming out. So that's how I picture it.
All right, so let's talk about your bow and arrow. It happens to be one of the strongest in the history of football. Was there ever a worry? Because to AJ's point, and I guess to what you said, we thought that the only way that you were going to be able to fix that was some type of surgery. You have appeared to get stronger and stronger through this whole thing. Is it just you have stronger arm than every other human that exists? Do you think that's a part of why you've been able to battle through this, or is that just the injury that you received?
I think it's probably the injury that I received, and I'll tell you what, though, when we saw the pictures, I know the doctors weren't too optimistic for me playing the last few weeks. They thought it was probably going to be, anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, but I kind of had my own plan and basically told him, like, this is what we're doing. Let's get that PRP shot in today. Let's not throw all week, and Saturday I'll see how what's feeling. Well, I have a strong feeling that I'll be able to go this next week.
So we all thought you were out, and hearing that from you just solidifies the fact that all of your teammates love you because you seemingly are the fucking man. So we appreciate you joining us on this very busy Thursday for you. Coming up against the Jets. Last time you played the Jets, you have an incredible quote after the game that'll live on forever, especially with how great you are and how many incredible moments you'll have, where you're like, won't win a lot of games where the quarterback plays like shit or whatever. What did you see from the Jets last time you played? And have you thought about that ever since then, and has that come back up in memory this particular week?
Yeah, obviously watching film of the last game's not fun. Some really bad decisions. Eyes were all over the place. Take no credit away from them. They had a really good game plan, and they kind of stuck to it. But, I felt like making better decisions. The first play we go down, we hit a shot, and then 2 plays later, again, bonehead interception that takes points away from us. Throwing an interception backed up when our defense just had a huge 4th down stop. So, got to be smarter in those areas. And again, that's why you play this game, to learn from those moments and grow from those moments. And, playing at home now, having Bills Mafia at our back and be able to communicate well, with the crowd noise down. again, we're hoping to go out and right that wrong and try to go 1-0 this week.
You've grown every single year. I don't know why anybody would think you were lying. Can't wait to watch it bounce back. Go ahead, D-Butt.
Yeah, Josh, how hard is it to balance that? Like going out there, you know, Mahomes, Herbert, Hurts, you guys are so talented. A lot of plays you make, it's like, no, yes. Like kind of like that touchdown throw against the Patriots. Do you even try to balance that, or do you just go out there and fuck it, just play ball?
I think given the situation and the flow of a game, I think that kind of dictates, you know, how aggressive you want to be. You know, if you've got room to roam, I'll say, like if you're up by a few scores and, you know, you feel like you can go make a throw, I'm going to make a throw. But if it's, you know, a tight game, especially late second half, you know, being smart and just finding completions, moving the ball, and again, just trying to put your team in good situations to score the ball. And yeah, that's kind of, it all goes through your mind, and you know that as a quarterback.
Yep.
You know, how the flow of the game's going, and just based on how many times you've been in those situations.
Is that something that Ken Dorsey will say to you in your before a drive or something like that? And how is that communication? Because we've seen him communicate before, but it was mostly just not. We could only see it, we couldn't hear it. But how is Ken Dorsey in your ear? And is that something that he does tell you, like that type of stuff? I think that's normal for the offensive coordinator.
For sure. And, you know, he calls a shot play, and he's like, hey, if it's not there, find an outlet, I'll come back to it. You know, making sure that I know that that play is going to be there. Like, I don't have to force anything, and this isn't going to be my only shot to make a play. And just being able to trust in him and him trusting me, I think that's the most important thing. Because when I'm on the field, I got to be an extension of the offensive coordinator. I got to know what he's calling, why he's calling it, and just trying to go out and execute that, you know, given play to the best of my abilities on how he's seeing it through his brain. And sometimes that's tough to do because, again, we're human in nature, and you know, I love throwing the deep ball. I love throwing touchdowns and stuff like that. But playing sensible and smart football, I think that's you know, how good teams win.
Hell yeah, we can't wait to see the plays that you make, though. They are fun. You like doing that? We love watching you fucking sling that thing. Go ahead, AJ.
Now, whenever we talk to any of your teammates or we just watch you guys play or practice, like your teammates love you and they see you joking around, like have such a great like rapport with the whole team. Is it always like, is that something you like actively think about as you've grown in your career? Like, hey, like I'm how you present yourself, how you interact with players, or are you just being yourself and being authentic?
No, I'm 100% being myself. I think it's goes back to Pop Warner, man. I get to play the game of football. It's the greatest game, the greatest sport in the world. I get to come in here and hang out with, you know, dudes in the locker room and come out here and tell jokes and guys that like we just get to do some really cool things that I'm so appreciative for. And again, when you mix it with a bunch of guys in a locker room that care for each other, that love each other, that hang out outside of the stadium, the facility here, it makes you want to play that much harder. But again, like it's fun. Let's have fun while we're here because it's not going to last forever.
You talk about hanging out outside the facility, which is a great sign for a great team. I heard about the little dinner date you guys had on Friday night at your house, okay? I heard about it. Want to let you know, I was told, okay, by Von Miller, who was also at the dinner. Brandon Beane was at the dinner, I heard. Gabe Davis was at the dinner, I heard. Odell Beckham Jr. was at the dinner, I heard. And Von Miller told us that basically it was a good conversation about what he would be, how he would be, what the team is like. And Brandon Beane being there is obviously massive. What was your thoughts on that dinner, how it all went? And had you known OBJ before that?
Well, I can neither confirm nor deny those allegations of this supposed dinner. But if there was a dinner, I will say it was a good time, man. We got to hang out and basically just show our personalities. And I had met Odell a couple times briefly through Super Bowl media row or Super Bowl party at the, you know, by the hotel or whatnot. And it's all just been kind of flyby stuff. But to get to sit down and talk with him, hopefully he saw the bond that we have as teammates. And, you know, I think he knows, again, what it means to bring a Super Bowl to this city and this state in Western New York here. So again, I don't know where it's at. I don't know when the decision is going to be made. Obviously, we're hoping that he chooses us. But if not, you know, we move on and we move forward. But yes, we'd love to have him.
Vaughn said you did a hell of a job hosting, so way to go on that. Hey, you're a good teammate. And you said something there about winning
Thank
this.
You, Vaughn.
Yeah, you're winning. Hell yeah. You're winning this city a Super Bowl and how big it would be. And obviously everybody remembers the Four Falls. There was a documentary about it. The modern generation that maybe didn't get to live through it got to experience it through a documentary. Is that your driving force at this point? Is that the big selling point in the locker room? Like, hey, this city fucking deserves one. Is that a big time conversation you guys have?
That is a huge conversation. That's something that gets brought up a lot. I dream about it all the time. I dream about the Super Bowl parade and what that would be like. I know, and it sounds corny, but I know what I would say right after the Super Bowl too to the fans here and to the city. So obviously we got to go out there and we got to get it done, through our actions. But it's extremely fun to think about. It's extremely, it will be extremely special to be a part of. God willing, we can get it done.
Hell yeah. Fans are going to love that. Bills Mafia is the fan base that if I was to have a Super Bowl parade in front of, that place is going to be, probably won't be able to move, right? Snow, probably have everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll probably be just more so like a festival.
Yeah, it'd be bananas.
Yeah, it'd be a festival. It'd be an awesome festival, though. Can't wait for it. Ty has a question for you, Josh.
Yeah, Josh, you mentioned how, this late in the season, basically everybody's dealing with something. And with your elbow, we watch you play, and you just give guys a fucking shoulder to chew on all the time. Watching you run hard is one of, the most fun things to watch. Do you have to balance that at all? I mean, I know the run game's kind of come along more so here in the back half of the season, but, being a physical runner is obviously a massive part of your game, too. Is it hard to balance that, or is it one of those things where you can't really second-guess that either, and you kind of just got to go out there and do it?
Again, I kind of go back to understanding the flow of the game. I think down and distance dictates that a lot too. If it's third down and I got 1 yard to get, I'm gonna go get it. I'm not gonna put my team in a bad situation where I'm sliding short of the first and having to come out for fourth and inches or 4th and 1. I'd rather skip that and just try to get the first down there. But again, I do think that it's a part of my game. I'm a football player first. At the end of the day. And I love this game. I love everything about it, but I hate losing. I think that's just kind of maybe why I'm such a physical runner too.
I had somebody that I was playing dominoes with who said they hate losing. And I said, you sound like Wayne Gretzky, this person never been an athlete. It is a different thing for the professional athletes on the hate losing, especially when you experience something like the way last season ended. And I appreciate your perspective on all of it. I also appreciate what you put together on a field because remember, first year you were in the league, nobody could have expected you to be the person that you are right now on the football field. You've worked your ass off for it. Your football instincts are fantastic. And AJ alluded to this earlier, and we just pulled it up. This play you had against Patriots was the second time you've done this type of play. I assume for you this just seemed like a standard play. The world was in awe of your composure, you're extending it, jump throw, keeping your eyes downfield against a defense that's led by the greatest coach of all time in Bill Belichick. And you obviously end up winning by double digits. What do you think it has been that you have kind of changed the entire narrative of the Bills-Patriots rivalry? And when you do stuff like this, do you ever watch the replay and go man, I'm fucking sweet. Do you think that or no?
No.
Yeah, you have to.
Listen, I feel like I know who I am as a player. I have a lot of internal belief in myself and, like you alluded to, going back to my rookie year, I appreciate you for saying those things as well. But I always felt like I'd be in the position that I'm in today. And again, I'm out there. It takes a lot of stuff for that to happen, though. I got to trust Gabe Davis to keep coming back for me there, and that's just the communication, how many times we've practiced, our receivers understanding that at any point during any play they can get the ball because I do extend plays and I do find different windows, and they've got to trust me, and that level of trust between us has to be so high to make a throw like that because, again, as I'm throwing, I'm like, if I leave this inside, another 3-4 inches, this might be picked. So it's one of the B rights, but it takes a lot of different variables for those things to happen. I got a great group of guys around me.
I want to let you know I'm happy about the fact that you get a turnover. It doesn't slow you down. Okay, that is, make a mistake, don't let it become 2 mistakes. Let's just continue to play. You're good for the NFL, pal. Last question here comes from a Patriot fan, Boston Connor.
Yeah, Josh, Thursday was awesome, man. Thanks so much for that. That was
Thank
really
you.
good.
Thank you so much.
Since you had Sunday off, do you watch the other games? And then what was your reaction when you guys go from 5 seed to 1 seed in one day where you guys aren't even playing?
Yeah, I think it's I do watch. I watch Red Zone with Scott Hansen. I got his name right finally. I keep calling him Chris.
Wow.
But Scott Hansen, that's my guy.
Wow, Chris, why don't you have a seat?
Big difference.
Yeah.
Yes, big difference. Don't want to talk to that guy.
No.
But man, just I love football. So again, watching all these games, and obviously when you aren't playing, then all of a sudden, like you said, that jump from 5 to 1. in the span of one day. Doesn't happen too often. But we still got a lot of work to do. The good thing is we control our own destiny. We got to have a lot of faith and trust in each other and take it one game at a time and just try to keep stacking wins.
You hit every cliche there, I think. Right after, I mean, you hit like 7 of them straight. It was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen, almost as impressive as you on a football field. Thank you so much for taking time. Good luck this weekend, and we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, guys. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Go Bills.
Hell yeah. Sorry I stepped on that. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Allen.
Yeah, George.